Welcome back to the second segment of the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. We are digging into real estate news, mortgage rates, what's going on, why buy now? This is the bottom of the market. Buyers have a lot of opportunities. Rates have come down. Sellers need buyers. Like sellers outnumber buyers. So buyers have their options. They can sit back and wait. And usually somebody will adjust their price or a new one will pop up on the market.
That's right.
Depends on what market you're looking in. So that's why it's important you have a good buyer's agent like one on my team help show you around. So if you're buying at 500, you know what 475 looks like. You know what 525 looks like. You know all the options and the best resale values. I just saved somebody, Bruce. They were in an area and they were looking at the largest homes in a certain subdivision, and they just thought it was so cool. They were getting 4,000 square feet, and they didn't really need it. Right. They just thought that was awesome. That's the best thing. But they were the biggest homes in the neighborhood. There was big 2-story boxes. And instead,
Pulte homes.
Instead, everybody's got their version of it, not just Pulte. But instead, I found them a nice ranch with about 2,800 square feet, but smallest home in the neighborhood.
Right.
So the upside on that, the resale value will be much, much higher on something like that because you only set yourself up for resale when you're buying. So that's really important. So call us. We're going to give out the numbers. You can call me if you're looking for your dream home. I want to dig into, Bruce, the right time.
Give me your number.
Well, right, 407-352-8118. And I want to talk the right time to downsize. I have people coming to me, Bruce, and they're like, they know they're getting ready to retire, or one spouse is retiring. They want to get rid of 5 acres. They got 4,000 square feet. Yep. They do want a smaller home, or they want to move to the country club community where they can just play golf and shuffleboard and bocce ball, or hang out at the clubhouse, running three Texas Hold'em tournaments, whatever they're going to do. I help people with that all the time. And the one thing I see is people think they need to spend like 30, 40, 50 grand on their $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house. I'm like, no, if it's in good shape, no, we need to just dress it up, yard, paint, pressure wash, driveway, landscaping, lift trees, maybe a pre-listing inspection. Yeah. And that usually we end up spending about 1 or 2%, but also timing. I just had somebody, there was a builder down the street and almost closed out.
Very difficult to contend with.
And they basically capped your price. So I said, hey, let's give it another couple months.
Plus they're giving them 20 grand or 30 grand in closing
That's the main
costs.
thing. So you got to be about 10% below that if that's happening. So we're going to wait till the spring probably on that. But also I did the amortization. I showed them on their mortgage where they'd be at. I showed them what's available to buy. And they were quite happy with that. And the extra money was like, okay, great. And then I said, hey, go talk to your financial planner. Tell them what we're looking at doing. And coordinate with them. And it's just, that's my holistic approach to helping people with their entire real estate plan. Not just me trying to run out the door with signed papers.
Unbelievable. Well, you know what's going on in my world? My phone's ringing off the hook.
Good.
And I thought it would be ringing off the hook with refis, and it is. But purchases are picking up immensely. I'm feeling a lot more people are feeling that it's getting to be that time. I do think there's still a big segment of the market that thinks that rates are going to drop, and that's going to be better for them. And in a way it will, but in a way it won't. It says it will as far as your payment goes, provided that when they do drop, it's still just as easy to buy a home as it is right now. But I don't think it will be.
Well, that's what I like about our flexibility of making somebody a landlord. So then they can be perched and waiting. And that's why I say, just get your application into WeBringYouHome.com, right?
WeBringYouHome.com.
Upload all your stuff, get that in there. If you can't upload it and you're not a techie like me,
Bring it to the office.
Bring it to the office. Bruce has a physical office.
I can do fax. Yeah. I don't know how to use it, but I do actually have a fax number. I think it comes out of my printer. I don't know. The girls figured it out.
Be perched and ready. I got a gentleman right now. He's going to cash flow because some people have that golden handcuffs. They got that 3% rate or a 2.5 on a 15-year. Yep. And I went over cash flow with one gentleman. He's going to make $1,500 a month on his rental. This was his first home. He bought it like 10 years ago. He nailed a 2.5%, 15-year
Easier to
mortgage.
do it that way than to buy one right now and expect positive.
And then all you need is probably your 5% down or 3.5% on FHA. You're only allowed to have one FHA, right?
Well, yes. Okay. There are some rules behind that, but we're not going to get
in
that
general.
detail.
Okay.
Yes. In general.
But figure out, because I can do the math for you and show you, hey, you're going to make, you're going to cash flow $12,000 a month. The house is going up $20,000 a year.
That's right.
Your mortgage is going down. He had a 15-year note. His mortgage is going down $20,000 a year. So that's like literally a big chunk of his net worth.
Recommended for landlords to do 15 unless you're.
He was living in it and he nailed it, but he's been in it so long. His balance is so low. His cash flow will be good.
Can you imagine having a portfolio of rental properties and they're all at like 2, 3, 4, 5% interest rates.
Well, we'll get
Like
back
you
there.
should never sell
But I
those.
think the mechanic, the important part is understanding the leverage and the advantages of the rental property, building the portfolio, have 2 or 3. I got some leapfroggers right now just chomping at the bit to do their 4th ones, and they need to wait a little bit. We need rates to be a little lower. They want to refi that primary on the way
Mhm.
out. I had somebody about ready to rent their home and move out and purchase another one. I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute. What's your rate on this one?" Because
Right.
if you move out, you're refining it as an investment property. That won't work.
That's
You
right.
can't get rid of the PMI.
Do it
All
first.
different requirements. Do that first. So I helped somebody with that, save them a tremendous amount of money. They had lender-placed
People don't
insurance.
think about that.
No.
I get calls every day with similar situations, and I'm like, don't do that. Like, I talked to a client yesterday. He's like, yeah, we want to build our house up in the mountains. I'm just waiting for me to finish my retirement. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Let's do the house now before you retire, because you don't qualify for it after you
Yeah,
retire.
exactly.
Okay. You're not gonna qualify for it. So are you gonna pay cash? No, we want to get a mortgage on it. Well, I think we really
Yeah.
need to talk about this now.
Yeah. That's not good to find that out at the closing that you
No.
quit. You quit your
Well, you
job. Yeah.
retire, you quit your job, and then you've got this lot up in North Carolina that you want to build on, and now you don't qualify to build on
Yep.
it. That
Yep.
would
These
be a
things are
horrible
important.
situation to
Well,
be
that's why
in.
we got to have a real estate plan and a mortgage plan. Bruce, I got 2
Absolutely.
listings real quick. I want
Let
to
me
jump
give
into.
out my number. I haven't
Go
given
ahead.
it out yet. You can call the loan arranger. You can go to my website at webringyouhome.com, or you can call me on my cell number, 407-250-9144. Again, that's 407-250-9144.
All right, I got a commercial piece on Lake Mary Boulevard. This was formerly a kitchen and bath showroom. It's 5,000 square feet. It can be built out however you want. One side's already built out with like admin, reception, and offices. You can build the inside whatever you want. Great for a daycare, martial arts school, lawyer's office, another kind of retail showroom right in Lake Mary on the boulevard for $1,630,000.
That's not a bad
And
price.
and you can it
5,000
is. It's
square
one of the
feet.
best ones around. Very nice building, very nice little office
Is it
park.
attached to anything else, or is it
Nope,
freestanding?
you're standing building. Plenty of parking.
How many parking spots do you
It's
have in
about
there?
15. There's plenty in
Okay.
here with the type of businesses allowed in here. There's no gyms, that soak up
Right.
parking spots or anything like that. It's all office complex, doctors, lawyers, things like that. But great location right on Lake Mary Boulevard for $1,630,000. You can split it
It's a
into
beautiful
three
building,
separate
too.
suites. And then I go to Apopka, Muirfield Estates. There was very few homes like Bruce custom homes. Some builders say we've got some custom touches, but an actual custom built home where they throw in all the bells and whistles. You're
Mhm.
working with the
Yep.
builder and saying, I want this, I want that type of materials. These were custom built in Errol Estates. This is backed up to one of the golf holes with water right there. It's a beautiful view of a valley, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths with a pool, 673,000, 2,700 square feet, gorgeous pool out back. Every room you're looking at this $1 million view. So, and yes, you can go down the street and get brand new, same size, same price, but no view
And not custom.
and no pool and not custom. The ceiling,
There's a big difference in custom and what these production
you can see it when you
builders.
walk in here, the architectural niches, the coffers in the
Just the
ceiling,
quality of
and
the way
the
the whole
quality.
thing. And you know what? I was talking to a guy, he's a repeat customer of mine, and he's a doctor, and he's a really good guy. And I've done 2 or 3 mortgages for him. And he's 70 and he wants to start pulling things back. And he calls me, he goes, I found this house and it's $1,400,000. I'm like, Vinny, why the hell do you want to buy $1,400,000 house and you're going to retire?
Because the wife wants
Okay. Well, that's what I said. He's, you know what he says? I can't find anything that's decent for under that. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to move into my $500,000 rental property when I'm done.
Yeah.
And I bought it for $230,000.
To each his own. And what I would say to somebody, needs to downsize, they want something great, go waterfront.
Yeah.
Do a nice renovation on a ranch style home. Let's say you don't need, I don't know if he's in a big home going. And so I assume he was
he's
looking
in
at
700,000 going to doubling in his price. So
Yeah.
he's probably, yeah. So, but at any rate, I look at that and I'm like, do you guys really want to do this?
Yeah.
And then people look at me, they're like, aren't you in the business of doing mortgages? Yep. Don't you get paid when you do a higher mortgages? Maybe, but that's not why I tell you that. It's because I cared. Nobody else would tell him that. And he even said, he goes, nobody else I talk to says that stuff to me, Bruce.
Yeah.
People,
they just want the
I'm
transaction.
just being upfront with
They
you,
want
man.
the transaction. They want,
Right.
hide the pens.
Yeah, if you can go hire your banker, you can go on the interweb and go get one of these mortgage brokers. They'll do anything you want them to do. Believe me.
And call you back 6 months later and say, I can do it
somebody
again.
like me that truly does care about you and your family and will tell you when you're being stupid, And maybe that's offensive to some people, but I hate to see, I think a lot of people just make a lot of financial mistakes and
Yep.
they don't have an eye
I
on the
want
ball.
I want to talk about time on the market right now, Bruce. The average time on the market, I'm about 30 to 60 days now, and
Well, that's
if
down.
it's priced right, well, my average time on the market, that's mine.
Yes.
Average for the whole board of realtors is about 2.5 months.
Yeah. I thought
So
it was more. I
it's
thought it was 100
and
days.
the main thing that's important is you got to look at how many people are coming through the home, what's the activity, and busy on a house. Usually it takes me about 10 or 12 showings and I get an offer. Now you don't want those 10 or 12 showings to be spread over 10 weeks. One person a week is not that busy. You need to see about 2 or 3 people a week. And it varies different price ranges. So this is why it's important not to lock the house down. Say, I'm not showing it Friday, Saturday,
Right.
Sunday. I want my peace. I'm not taking the dogs. I'm not taking out the 3 Rottweilers. This is what's important. But I review this with my sellers every couple of weeks because if you didn't sell, let's say you're an $800,000 home, if you didn't sell, I guarantee you one around you did.
How do you work with people that are like that? They're like, my husband's on oxygen and he can't have people through the house. And we can only do it on Friday and Saturday. Like, how do you handle that? Because you got to be looking at them in the eye and going,
It's very
you are
hard.
really,
Yeah.
you're tying both hands and both feet together.
Yeah.
And now we're expecting somebody to come in and give you a good offer.
Yeah.
Because we just missed out.
Yep.
On 5 of the 7 days.
Got to watch out for that because you want to have access to the property. You want to have a good co-broke for the other realtor.
Yeah.
But if you don't sell, why was that? I can usually see something else that did and say, oh, wait, that had a pool. We don't. Same size home, same condition. We got to adjust our price by 10, 20 grand.
Yep.
But I let sellers determine that.
Although it costs you 100 to put it in.
Yeah, just about. Yeah. So, but all these things come into play. Or a house that needs some work, but it is a buy because it's got an extra 700-800 square feet. The trouble with fixer uppers, Bruce, nobody wants to do the work. I've got one I'm going to advertise.
It's interesting
next
you
segment.
say that
They
because
think it costs them 4 times as much as it really does.
Or they think they're estimating 4 times lower than it is. That's what I had a guy brought a house to me and he goes, yeah, I can fix this up for 50 grand. I'm like, no,
It's that bad,
100 all day long.
Yeah. So, but that's important to do that. The time on the market, you got to review that because if you're at the right price, whenever I see a house go pending, Bruce, I can look back to see how many days it was on the market. Usually it's within 0 to 21 days of its coming on the market or its last price adjustment.
Sure.
Or something changed as far as marketing. Like I see properties all the time that say appointment only, but then it also says vacant. Why would it be? And so like the listing agents are trying to make it difficult to show because they think they're going to sell it themselves, which rarely happens. When
those are things that a skilled real estate agent knows and does. And, unfortunately, Cleve, I do believe that our listeners, as loyal as many of them are to you and I, they will hire somebody that they know as a real estate agent. They know that my friend's wife, she does it and she's adorable. She comes to the cotillion and we have been over to their house before.
Cotillion.
We've had margaritas
right.
And she's such a sweetheart.
It's almost as bad as moving your family member into your rental property. You want to lose money,
you're about
guaranteed,
right.
guaranteed
But
lose.
People do that a lot.
Guaranteed lose.
They do.
Oh,
you see it. And then you're trying to go in there and save it. And they do it the same with me. They'll go, you know what, Bruce, I know I listen to you on the radio and I really have a lot of confidence, but my brother's son, he got into mortgages and I had to give him a chance. I'm like, oh my God.
Then they come back 60 days later frustrated.
It can be a frustrating
how many times,
process.
like I've just sent you some, loans that need to be saved. So, all right. Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118 for your best real estate plan, or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah, or call the loan arranger. I'll be happy to help you. And believe me, you'll get the straight truth right here from the horse's mouth at 407-250-9144, or go to webringyouhome.com and get your application started right away. We will be back in 5 minutes. I want to talk about the future of interest rates and what's in it for you. We'll be right back.